Yes, folks, Israel Folau's GoFundMe page is finally here, and I'm happy to say that I donated this morning, and I'm encouraging other people to do so. Now, folks, we're in the fight of our lives. This is about religious freedom and our fundamental right to free speech, both of which the fascist left really want to take away from us. So if you can donate, whatever you can afford, it all helps. Now, I've put a link to the GoFundMe page in the description below. Anyway, I'll start this off with Israel Folau.
Hi, I'm Israel Folau. As Australians, we're born with the right to freedom of religion and the right to freedom of expression. The Christian faith has always been a part of my life, and I believe it is my duty as a Christian to share God's word. Rugby Australia tore up my employment contract for doing just that, and that's wrong. Every Australian should be able to practice their religion without fear of discrimination in the workplace. Like most Aussies, I grew up in a sports madhouse. As it is today, the church was always a big part of our lives and a focal point for our community. My parents made many sacrifices for me and my siblings to give us the opportunities they never had. With the support of my family, I was blessed to have been able to pursue sports as a career. It was an honour and a privilege to go on to represent Australia on the international stage. Unfortunately, because of my religious beliefs, it looks like I will not be given the opportunity to represent Australia again. I believe that upholding my religious beliefs should not prevent my ability to work or play for my club and country. My fight with Rugby Australia to defend my right to practice my religion has so far cost my wife Maria and me over $100,000 in legal fees. Rugby Australia has an army of lawyers at their disposal, and they have already said they will divert significant resources to fight me in court. The cost to me and my family of continuing my legal action against Rugby Australia is expected to be significant. To help me, I've engaged a top-flight legal team, including one of Australia's leading workplace relations barristers. Since my contract was terminated by Rugby Australia, I've been overwhelmed and humbled by the support received from family, friends, fans, and the public. Even people who don't share my beliefs have defended my right to uphold and express them. They made me realise that I'm not just fighting for my future and my family, I'm fighting for what's right. But I can't do it alone.
And Izzy, you're not going to do it alone. And you're not doing it alone. Over $600,000 raised so far. That tells us that. Yeah, so let's have a look at the GoFundMe page now. So it's on $624,603. So it looks like it's gone up about 15,000 since this morning. But not everyone's happy, folks. Have a look at this.
The boss of Rugby Australia has questioned Israel Folau's decision to launch a crowdfunding campaign to take his former employers to court. As the former Wallabies GoFundMe page ticks over $350,000, Raelene Castle says the money should go to sick children.
Hi, I'm Israel Folau.
The footballer finally breaking his silence to put his hand out.
I'm fighting for what's right, but I can't do it alone.
Folau launched a GoFundMe page to raise a $3 million war chest to fight Rugby Australia over the termination of his contract.
From our perspective, that's a place where sick children get support. So
What would she know about children? Ask the children who have been adopted by homosexuals how they feel.
it's certainly not a strategy that we would have thought was appropriate.
But there was an instant response. Donations poured in, and early on it hit $51,000. Just after 9, it jumped to $110,000, and by midday it was close to $219,000, including a staggering $10,000 donation from one supporter. And already Folau's crowdfunding mission has broken records. He's amassed more money in one day than two of the most popular supported causes combined, and they were both for sick children.
Ah, so you see exactly what the left are trying to do here, folks. They're trying to say that Israel Folau is taking money off these children, but that's an absolute lie, because GoFundMe raises money for many different causes, including faith.
They've seen what the money's going to be used for and they just have to make their own decisions.
And they have made their decisions. They don't want a fascist like you telling people what they can and cannot say.
Folau followed up his public plea for cash with an interview on breakfast radio. The footballer turning the other cheek to former teammates, including Drew Mitchell, who tweeted, "It's no longer about religion, it's about you and your greed."
No, Drew, it's about what's right.
If I do carry any hate or judgmental feelings towards them, and I'm actually going against the very thing that I actually believe in.
History will show the Waratahs season went downhill when they lost Folau, arguably their best player. And today they lost their coach, Daryl Gibson, walking out with a year left on his contract.
We lost the highest try scorer in the history of the competition, and that has an impact.
Anyway, now for a bit of context about that story.
On-field is off it. The franchise managing just 3 wins from their last 8 without Israel Folau. The controversy surrounding the star fullback taking its toll on the group and the coach.
Absolutely. It's been a challenging period leading people through that. The time taken up and invested in that is taken away from rugby and focusing on that. Israel's had an incredible impact, not on off the field, but also on the field. You know, we lost the highest try scorer in the history of the competition, and that has an impact, you know, particularly on our number of tries we scored during the season.
Yes, and that can clearly, the blame for that can clearly be laid at the feet of Alan Joyce and Raelene Castle. Yes, folks, and I wonder if Gibson actually resigned in part because the Waratahs had put the homosexual agenda ahead of rugby, ahead of their business.